Hello and welcome back to Homeseek. Now, a new update for Homeseek has come out very recently, and as a result, I've had to start from scratch. But that's okay, because ultimately, I'm just going to speed through the chapter 1 again, up to the point where we got to, and we're going to carry on pretty much from where we left off in the last episode here. Well, I think we're all about water. Anyway, so I've done the expeditions that we did in the last episode. Science Museum, the old farm campus, and obviously Mudlands. Leaving local libraries, courthouses, amusement parks, casinos, and soup kitchen, and whatever this one up here is going to be as well. We haven't discovered that one yet either. Obviously, in the distance, see the river over there, which would be generally a good idea. Anyway, our expedition team is on the way to the soup kitchen, which I thought was probably a next good step. Slightly different layout this time round. I was trying to get the pipes a little bit more efficient, but looks like they have run out of water. That's not good. In the grand scheme of things, that's bad. That's really bad. We've actually run out of water completely. Okay, well, we'll set that. That's going to impact the wetlands, which is going to impact our good water supply. We're going to max out this water well, and I'm going to have to try and get some more Waka towers. Let's max out a scrap pile here because we're running out of scrap. Okay. That's the 4 people that were in there already assigned. I think that then, if that storage is empty, which it is, well, that wetlands is done as well until that storage fills up, which has only got a Waka tower, which only works during the night. So let's focus on getting some more scrap because we're going to need to build some more of these towers, 200 each, plus then the pipes. The pipes required to then funnel that water into the storage. Now, we do have a water distribution center. Seems to be working well. But now that we're out of one well's worth of water here, we can see that the good water's down 1,200 a day. Oh, God. Oh, no. I may be able to connect this guy to that. 300 plastics. It's ugly. And I have everybody working on the scraps now, so I min that and then max that. We can see what impact that has with 1,300 a day. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, we're going to need more Waka towers. Okay, soup kitchen then, ladies and gents. Welcome. After a breaking camp one morning, we find that a great portion of our supplies are missing from our packs. A single pair of footprints trail off into the wastelands away from our campsite. The expeditioner, who was supposed to be on guard, admits to falling asleep during his watch. What should we do? Follow the tracks into the wastelands. Track down the thief. Follow the tracks. We decide to detour. Well, detour will be worth recovering our supplies. And trek off the beaten track. After reaching a range of foothills, we stumble into a small group of bandits. Uh-oh. Bandits? Not good. Hang on. With the element of surprise on our side, we fight off the bandits while only incurring some minor injuries. We recover our stolen supplies after they flee. The soup kitchen stands in one of the less destroyed parts of town. Stories say that this used to be deep in the forest slums of the city, but now it is one of the only neighborhoods left standing. Behind some old crates, we find the entrance to a basement locked with a rusty chain. We might be able to create enough shear to break the chain using a simple lever made out of scrap. Break that chain, people. Oh, fight. Yeah, let's go. Come on, quick. Whee! Oh, hello. Cans of soup line the walls, but they are long past their expiration dates. They might still be partially edible. Perhaps more importantly, we find a trove of scrappable pots and pans in the basement. 200 food and 200 scrap, lovely. We find a musty old cookbook underneath one of the cupboards. Dozens of recipes line its pages, most of which we don't have the ingredients to prepare. Even so, the general theme of the cookbook gives us an idea. By mixing in just a little bit of hot water, we can stretch the limits of even a meager supply of nutrients. We decide to take some of the valuable books back with us. Good idea. Learn to cook, you fools. Unbelievable. I mean, I knew it was going to be food related, this particular expedition, so... Oh! As we become familiar with the confines of the valley where we have settled, it becomes clear that it is almost devoid of valuable resources other than those which we have already begun to harvest. In the interest of our long-term survival, we should try and find a way out of the valley so that we might be able to search elsewhere for new sources of drinking water. It seems inevitable that we will soon have to pack up what we can and find a new place to settle down. To make a journey through the wastelands, though, we'll need sufficient numbers of healthy workers who will be able to convey our supplies across many miles. Find new locations to settle on. Have at least 12 citizens that are not depressed or exhausted. 0 of 12. Alright, hang on then. So these guys have got 1 day of food left still. Did we make it to the casino or the mountain pass? Ooh. Mountain pass, I assume, is falling. I assume that's the way out, though. It looks like an expeditionary location. The mountain pass. It looks like a factory. Find a new location to sell. Well, you guys may as well carry on. You're there. You're close. Crack on. Sunshines, you've got the supplies. Let's do it. Now then, our water situation is still a situation that needs to be addressed. We have 2 Waka towers. And I need more Waka towers. Ultimately, these things cost an enormous amount of scrap because of the pipes that you need to connect to them. So 94 looks like the best thing I'm going to get out of this. Isn't 96% efficiency over here. Build me a Waka tower next to the farm then. I hope we got enough scrap to... this is terrible. The wells only refill if it rains, so, you know. We are wholly relying on this dude right now. Can we increase that dude workforce increase? Yeah, there we go. Do that. And hopefully then, yeah, we can maybe, you know what, I think it might be cheaper to build a water storage near this Waka tower and pipe this into there as well, rather than running a pipe all the way. Well, we'll see when it's built. I can tell you, pipe made of plastic to there is 483 scraps. 250 to build a water storage. Okay, so let's build another water storage like there. We'll pipe it to there, and then we'll pipe it there, straight into the farm from there. Because there's a connector there, so it doesn't have to go very far. Oh my god. Minus 1,352 a day. Ouchies. Ouchies indeed. Right. Expedition team is looking ropey. What's going on? Oh, hello. As a column of expedition makes its way up the mountain trail, we begin to hear distant rumbling. The noise quickly grows louder before suddenly we great boulders of a rock slider falling and rolling around us. When the dust clears, it's apparent that many of us have been separated on the other side of the new rocky barrier. Uh-oh. What should we do? It may take an extremely long time, but we need to try and clear the way in order to reunite with our fellow survivors. We'll die of thirst starvation if we try and save them. It feels horrible, but we have to leave them behind. Leave them! Oh, that sucks. It's a savage option, but we come to realize we have no choice but to move on. Lanny and Joella died from damage. Continuing down the mountain pass, leaving those stranded behind will fall in the rock on the road to their fate. The trek through the mountains is extremely long and arduous, and after much forced marching, some of our expedition begin to protest. A small but significant minority expressed a desire to turn back to find some other way back through the mountains and look for other sources of water. Back the way we came. Look, you've still got water. The map clearly indicates our best chance of finding water lies on the other side of the mountains. They'll die of thirst if we allow them to break and turn back. They're in charge of their own destiny. Let them do as they preserve. We've already lost 2 members of the expedition. Let's not lose any more. Come on, stick together, guys. Stay the course. Stay on target. Stay on target. Right. Although they loudly claim that our decisions is dooming them all, we have forced the protesters to continue marching. We've almost given up hope when we finally the trail begins to run downhill instead of up. We realize we have passed through the worst of our journey. All forms of the mountain range give way to the sight of a great and desolate plain ahead of us, stretching to the horizon in the far distance. We think we can make out the sight of a dry riverbed. Oh, that's depressing, isn't it? That's really freaking depressing. You know, you march all that way just for it to be a dry riverbed. Ooh, yeah. All right, fair enough. Oh yeah, we need to actually connect this guy to this guy now. And that is 228 plastics. Damn it. Oh, hello.
World outside, the bunker is unforgiving. At the constant mercy of the elements, we've barely scraped by. Our stomachs groan, our mouths are parched, Each day feels like it could be our last. And yet, despite these trials, we've persisted. The uncertainty of our existence is daunting. While we continue to draw breath, hope remains. Day by day, our will to survive grows stronger. Some of us are even beginning to believe we just might make it.
Fools. Oh, we have victory. We have a 56% overall performance. That's terrible. What? How did you calculate that bullshit, man? 7 deaths. Is that why? 1 desert. Okay, eight. We lost 8 with 35 survivors. I thought that was pretty good. Maybe it's because we didn't explore enough, right? Laws voted. 0. Laws applied. 1. Cool. Buildings research and 6 and yeah. Okay. I mean, it was good, right? Chapter 1, endless mode unlocked. And there we go. With the first location victory, and I think we were about to run out of water, basically, so that came at a really good time. Oh, nice. Okay. Continue. Chapter 2, revivals. Oh, wait. That's not revivals, that's rivals. Rivals? Uh-oh. Well. Water! Shit water. A second sanctuary. We've almost exhausted our supplies when we came across the remnants of an abandoned camp on the banks of a dry riverbed. Even the smallest chance of water being found is enough to make us stop. Perhaps the previous occupants held a similar notion, though whatever made them move on is an ominous mystery. The varying levels of elevation could prove problematic when attempting to move water uphill, but for now we decide to make the most of the promising camp. Understood. Onwards and upwards. The varying levels of elevation on a camp have given us additional headache of needing to transport water upwards. While some theorize ways in which this might be achieved, others believe a solution may be discovered in the nearby area. Since people of the old world must surely have faced and resolved the same problem, discover a technology for transporting water upwards. Research that technology once found. Okie dokie. Elevation. In most scenarios, the terrain has multiple elevation sites. You cannot form a water connection from a lower level to a higher one. The only way to do this is using a specific building like the Archimedes screw. So make sure you take that into account during city building. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, screw it. Okie dokie. Why do I need to move it uphill, though? Why can't I just put my storage same level? Probably because there's a farm or something. We need to explore here, don't we? Look at this. Okay, so there's a farm here. Farm there. Water right next to it, okay? So we'll need a wetlands, and we should have everything researched from before. Cool. Lots of scrap piles, berry bushes, scrap pile, berry bushes. Okay, they're annoyingly distributed, but a food storage there will capture those 3. So that's the initial. And then uphill we've got another well. We're not seeing any more like fertile lands up here. So just still the one. Oh no, there's a fertile land right there. The dark patch of ground there, there's a scrap pile on it, so we'll need to remove that one first. But then, yes, we have well. And again, we could use that well to furnish that farm, and that well to do that farm. Let's see what the problem is. Clearly there is one somewhere. Anyway, where to start? This is a good question, is where to start. I mean, they're all set down here, right? But we can get most of the initial stuff that we need in order to get going, food and water, from down here. And set up almost a satellite settlement up here for the second well. And then, can you run it down? Oh, you could run it downhill, right? You want to connect it from there to downhill, that would work? Maybe. Guess we'll find out, won't we? Probably not. I suspect the game is probably like, no, denied. You suck. Right, it would be good to get the farm into the food storage as well, but that will leave 2 out. So I'll just build a second storage over there when we're ready for it. For now, food storage there. Water storage. I guess we'll be careful. The wetlands is quite a big freaking thing, right? But also, there's a screw location there. Let's put it there. Water extractor. Okay. Let's get people on the scrap piles. Get people on the scrap pile up here. Max them out. Bang, 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 bang. We've got 500 scrap to get going. We need houses as well. They put houses among these buildings here because these kind of reduce the amount of space available anyway, so I'm not going to build anything like wetlands around them. Let's just plan a second. Wetlands are this big. Right? We should probably want a wetlands per... maybe 2 wetlands per farm. I can't remember the exact numbers. 2, I think. Probably 1 will do, I don't know. 1 maxed out wetlands will serve 1 farm, but it won't serve people, if you know what I mean, right? So we'll probably need 2 wetlands. So we can probably fit 1 there. Once that berry bush is gone, we'll harvest that one. No, I can't fit 2 there. Okay, I can fit 1 there if I get rid of that scrap pile, and 1 there. Yeah. Okay. L shape, that'll do fine. We'll put a distribution center in the middle between them then. So we need to get rid of that scrap pile and that berry bush as well. Okay. So the house then, where I thought it was going to go, is actually a good place for it. There. We got 24 citizens. 1 house. And house how many? It doesn't say. We'll find out in a minute. Let's start the thing, get them building stuff. Go, 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 go. Alright. Now we can connect the berry bush. Connect the berry bush. Connect the berry bush. And get people working on this berry bush straight away. That should 12 food. Okay, we'll need 1 more than that then. That house, 8 people, that 1 house does. We need more houses. People are scrapping already. Okay, good. We got the pump up. Pumped connector. Ooh, plastic connection so it doesn't leak so much. And how many people do we need on that? Not 5. 4 will do. Alright. 12 per day on the food. So we're going to have to put 1 person on this berry bush just to... There we go. Okay. Let's max out this scrap thing as well. Because we got the people. May as well. The only problem with doing this is obviously then you don't have the expedition team, but we need the scrap for that anyway. So let's get a big old pile of scrap. Oh, hello. Excavation. As we work to clear spaces for our makeshift dwellings, we discover a half-rotten corpse buried under a thin layer of dirt and sand. As we examine it, it becomes clear that the person died violently. They were stabbed or beaten to death. A few other corpses shortly turn up around a camp with similar injuries. Clearly, some sort of vicious marauders prowl this territory. Explain to the camp that hostile wastelands may be camped nearby. Tell everyone to be prepared for the worst. Settlement vexation will rise slightly. I think it's probably best if we tell everyone, because then at least they can arm themselves, right? They can get like a nice pipe baton or something and get ready to absolutely savage some bastards and they come knocking. If we don't tell them, and then these bastards come back, they could be completely unprepared. Makes no sense, right? Right, we'll pop an expedition center there. We need more houses, and I just spent all that bloody scrap on an expedition center because I'm an absolute scrub. But it won't take long to get some more scrap back up and running, so we can build some houses. 350 is a house. There we go. That's 350. This place is... Well, actually, let's leave that place clear because we've got the river there, right? It's difficult. I want to make sort of quick decisions here, but in some cases you have to sort of, it appears, plan quite carefully when placing things like this. This is quite a big space. Be ideal for a research center or something, but don't forget we've got all this space up here as well. Alright, has everybody got a house now? Everybody has a house. Lovely. Good. That is just in time for the first night as well. Bingo. That timed well. Alright, let's get through this first night then. Oh, okay, here we go. Rain! Great. Okay, could have used it much later, but, you know, okay, we'll take it. Rain is upon us. Rain is upon us. Oh, it's lovely. All that water refilling back in the wells, look. Delightful. Oh, the river. Large water source, water collector. Water collector, water mill. Damn. We need to get some people going out. Like, soon, man. So we got 3 spare citizens at the moment. We're earning a lot of water, but I think if I take 1 off of that, then it's in... Oh, it's 8. But ever since the most recent rainfall, water has started to flow over the nearby riverbed once more. It would be a tragedy to let so much clean water go to waste. We should prioritize finding some way to collect it. The river's bounty, so we can start adding it to our reserves. Perhaps an old relic from the ruins of the old world. What was I saying? Will hold the secret to harvesting river water. Have you heard of a bucket, dumbass? Discover a technology collecting from the river. Yeah, freaking scooping, you son of a bitch. Right, we need to find 2 more people to go on expedition. So I'll take them from the scrapping over here. We've got 2 scrap piles maxed out at the moment, so that's good. Right, let's go. Expedition. We just need to run the clock down a little bit, actually, because we need about 300 of each resource there to send an expedition off, and there we go. So max the expedition out, 6 people. 300 water. Is a 300 is a days. 300 food is a days. 300 scrap is a days. Alright. Migrants. Okay, let's have a look. After the rain clears, a small band of migrants passes by our camp. Seemingly in a hurry to make quick progress in their travels, they tell us that they are searching for a place to settle far from local bandits who plague this area, and that we would be wise to do the same. But although most of them only seem interested in travelling elsewhere as quickly as possible, a few of them linger behind. These stragglers tell us they would rather abandon their arduous journey, settle down in the safety of a community instead. We can only afford to welcome a small handful of the migrants. However, for the others, we offer to take some of their extra unneeded supplies off their hands to make the rest of the journey faster. We're going to get 4 new people, but yeah, I'll take the resources. Thank you. Let's go. Anyway, expedition team, assemble. There they are. Ruined village. Off you go, chaps. Oh, there's a lot around here, isn't there? Although I'm not seeing a river on the map there. That's interesting. Got the ocean over there, though. Or a lake or something. Yeah. Is that a prison? Oh, boy. There's a big building. Whatever it is. Okay. We've got a lot of building to do. We've got new people in, so that's good. 4 newcomers. Right, water, food, and scrap is all in the positives. Let's keep that going, that momentum. We need to start purifying our water. So we're going to start with the wetlands. Get this one up here up and running. Move it down as far as I can. Try and use as space as efficiently as I can. And then the next thing is a farm. 300 scraps for that. Let's speed up time. We've got people saying that they need medical attention, so I think maybe a medical centre would be a good idea next as well. I'm going to put that down here. Alright, wetlands is built. Excellent. Well, with the wetlands, we need to connect it to the contaminated water supply. We then need to build a second water storage. I forgot about this particular detail. Damn it. These scrap piles are so in the way. Everything is in the way. Okay, I'm going to have to put it there, at least for the time being. That's where I want to put my other wetlands. I think when this one, this scrap pile is cleared, that one's only got 808 left. But when that one's done, I'll move them onto that one. When that one's cleared, I'm going to move the water storage down there, put the other wetlands there, connect them both to this, and then connect that to the farm. And then that will be fine. I think. Well, we'll see, won't we? Expedition requires my attention. Oh my god. The remains of a vast battlefield nearby surround the outskirts of the village. Rusted, burnt-out tanks, broken rifles, unexploded shells, half-buried skeletons cover the vast swaths of land. There is a striking quietness to such a place. That was once clearly overwhelmed with violence. What should we do? Take extra care while searching the battlefield for salvage. The risk is too great. Try to find another way into the village. Risk it. Go on, risk it. Due to the nature of the wrecks, we are cautious in our efforts as we search for scrap. The village itself is largely ruined. What the battle did not destroy long ago, time has exacted its toll since. One small building, though is almost untouched by the destruction, seems to be a small shrine of some sort. Though the central idol is weathered beyond recognition, valuables are strewn about, perhaps as an offering. Spend some time meditating, praying, or in otherwise mindful self-reflection in the quietude of the shrine. Take the offerings. I'm not going to do that. I suspect taking the offerings is probably going to piss off the other faction. So, let's move on. Finally reaching the center of the small village, we find unsurprisingly that the oasis once central to the village survival has long since completely dried up. Although we have no chance to refill our drinking water reserves, we have noticed something strange, some strange contraption centered around the depression once formed by the oasis. We spend some time studying how the contraptions were once used. Alright, this will be the Archimedes screw then, I guess. That's cool. Alright, here we go. Connect that to you. And we need to set someone to work over here. 2 people. Okay, the expedition team is completed. You can now research water collector. Okay, sweet. And they've still got, I think, a day of rations. Yeah, so they can move straight onto the history museum. Go, go, go. Make it so, chaps. Make it so. Alright, so the 2 people working in the wetlands here. Alright. So I need a research center. Damn it, scrap. And it's nighttime, so let's just speed up until morning because nothing happens during the night. No resources come in or go out. This is the time when you do building, I suppose. Citizen left because of depression. Oh, good. Where are you gonna go? Go and die in the desert somewhere, you weirdo. Useless. Alright, so, yeah, minus... Oh, stop leaving for depression. Seriously. What's wrong with these people? Alright. Shortly after entering the history museum, we were ambushed by a small group of wastelanders. We scrambled together to try and fight them off. Their ambush must have been poorly planned. We outnumbered them and used our advantage to force them onto the back foot. Before long, they threw their weapons to the ground, only begged us to spare their lives. Show them no mercy! Have them surrender all their possessions, but leave them with their lives. Show them no mercy, or we aren't so different from them. Offer them to let them join our community. I mean, I'm tempted to let them join our community, because at the end of the day, we're running out of people. We just lost a bunch. Food and stuff is okay at the moment. I mean, that's obviously minus 1,000, because everybody's trying to drink it. When there isn't enough coming out of the wetlands to satiate everyone, so I'm guessing... Offer them. Offer them parlay. Sanctuary. What do you want? Hang on. The would-be ambushers are very grateful to accept their offer to joining community. They don't really seem like vicious types anyway. Attempting to understand any of the museum's exhibits proved pointless. The stories written on the walls describe eras past that are too alien for us to understand. Eventually, though, we reach a large open atrium with tiered rows of seats on one side. Inside we find what one of us identifies as some musical instruments of the old world. What should we do? Do you spend some scrap on repairing the instruments? Perhaps we could still function. That would be good, actually. Maybe that helps stop people getting depressed all the time. You know, we had a little bandstand or something, and they can actually listen to some music. And most of the exhibits are meaningless to us. One catches our attention describes Archimedes screw, a mechanism developed hundreds of years ago, capable of carrying water uphill. We spend some time studying. The ability to drive water uphill will be highly beneficial for us back home. We should try our best to recreate this contraption as soon as possible. We can now research the Archimedes screw. Lovely. Well, that was delightful. Well done, guys. Okay, you... Oh, hello. Right. You guys can come home now. Get your asses back here. Oh, back here. There we go. So that's unlocked the wasteland and the mansion. Ooh, wasteland. Interesting. Okay. Good. Right, we definitely need that research center now. So, I'm going to put it up here. Big area for it up here, may as well. Big building, after all. Alright, when the expedition comes back, we'll have a few more people to run these wetlands and stuff, and these scrap piles. The Dust Devils. A pair of wastelanders clad in makeshift armor approach our camp, brandishing their weapons threateningly. They loudly proclaim that we are making camp in territory that belongs to the Dust Devils, and that we must pay tribute to them and wish to remember. Okay. They want 200 water, 200 food, and 200 scrap. We heatedly object, refusing to meet their extortionate demands. The bandits' vexation will rise. Well, I think we can afford it, so we shall offer them payment. I mean, the thing is with these people, generally if you give them, then they just take more, right? But let's just do our best. We have the water and the food at this time to spare. Discontent growing. The general sentiment of discontent is growing in our community. The oppression of nearby dust devils and the humiliation of being subject to their whims are beginning to strain the social fabrics of society. If we keep bending to the bandits' demands, faith in our community's strength and resilience might disappear completely. Oh, Jesus. Everyone's a critic, aren't they, huh? Everyone's a critic. Alright, we'll max out the wetlands. That should hopefully increase our fresh water supply quite nicely. We will need to up the amount of water that gets generated there. So I'm going to put a Waka Tower there. Hopefully that'll top up the storage while night is doing its thing. Meanwhile, let's research water collector. Get that going. I mean, it's nighttime, so nothing's happening, but you know. The Waka Tower can then be connected to that storage there using plastic. And we get surrounded in pipes now, isn't it? Alright, good. Hopefully that will keep both water supplies in the green. I mean, that's what I'd like. Oh, I'm guessing I don't have enough houses for people. Yeah, 33, 24 houses. We need another house. Get that popped up quickly, please. Oh boy, refugees, a small group of haggard, thirsty survivors arrive at our cabin begging us to give them sanctuary from the harshness of the wasteland. Injuries are plainly visible in many of the bodies, but they seem reluctant to explain how they were hurt. Seeing their sorry state, many of us want to welcome the survivors into our community. Plus 12! Ooh! Oh, plus 12. That's over 40 people. Oh boy. Oh boy. Right, if I take these, I am taking no one else. That's it. I can't take anyone else. But go on then. This is a bad idea. I got mouths to feed 40 people now, right? What has that done to our food? Yeah, this is the problem. Look, everything's now absolutely effed. Right, we need to set up farms pronto. Alright, so berry bushes on the max now. Where's that third berry bush? Is that gone already? Wow, damn. Right, get these people harvesting food. Okay, so at least we'll have the, as long as the berry bushes survive, we'll have that. Right, the farm needs to come up. We need 2 farms for this many people. So we need everybody on scrapping. We need everybody on scrapping, really. As many as we can get scrapped. Right, that leaves 6 people for an expedition. But that doesn't help our water situation. The Waka Tower, 24 water an hour. Overnight only. This is not helpful. Alright, let's think. Okay, we need to max out everything. Max everything, 70 plus 5. Let's see if we can get another Waka Tower down here. Can. Long bloody way. The water, well, the clean water will be there actually. The dirty water is over there. This is the problem with the Waka Towers, is just the amount of scrap they require. If I put a Waka Tower up there, you get 90% efficiency to it, but then you need to run a pipe all the way down. Okay. So we need another water setup up here, really, don't we? We need another water extractor. We need another water storage. We're out of scrap. Ouchies. Alright. Technology is researching. Oh boy, here they go. A gang of armed wastelanders wearing Dust Devil colours approached the outskirts of our camp, demanding to speak with us. Brandishing their weapons, they claim we are in position of slaves. They are rightfully theirs. We quickly realised that the wounded survivors that we welcomed into our community earlier must be the escapees in question. Tell the envoys off. We tell the bandit to go away and leave us alone. The bandit's vexation will arrive. Offer payment. 100 water, which we don't have, 200 food, which we do, and 200 scrap, which we do. I mean, I'm guessing this faction status at the top left here is like what we should be trying to like balance. I'm going to tell them off. Ooh. If their vexation reaches the max, they are likely to resort to extreme measures. Bandits have medium vexation. Okay. We're going to have to balance that quite carefully. Hopefully that also appeased the people as well a little bit, you know? They're not going to be like, oh, it's supposed to be such a pushover. These guys are violent bastards, alright? But you want to live in peace? Or you want to be chopped up? Because, you know, that's the real... that's the balancing act we've got to deal with here. Food is good at the moment, alright? Water, not so much. However, our research of the water collector is just completed, so that's good. We can increase the production of the Waka towers now. We can increase the input efficiency of our pumps and our wetlands, so we need to do all of that. We just need to research all of that, really. What else we got in here? Everything else. Medical centers, houses, yada, 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 yada. And the Archimedes screw. That's what we need to research next. The objective, apparently. Right. So, oh, hello. Survivor alerts the encampment to the water reserves have sprung a leak. It's only natural that our makeshift blah, 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 blah. We've read this before. Them bastards sabotaged my watery thingies. Right, water collector goes on here. There we go. That's quite good, isn't it? We'll put it down here so that I can build a water storage next to it. Okay, once we've got the scrap, of course. Right. The farm is up. Excellent. The water... we need that to be depleted, really. So we can put another Westlands there. But we don't have that yet, so... set that. And we need a food storage near the farm so that it can output... hey, look at it. It's just constant, isn't it? This is like one thing after another. Completed one objective. Research that technology once found, which we are doing once the sun comes up and we actually start getting some more scrap. And we need to send another expedition out to continue exploring, of course, which requires water, food, and scrap to do so. So let's get on with it, people. Let's get to work. Oh, come on, dust storm. Great. Yeah, nobody's out, at least at the moment. Everybody's back in camp, so that's good. 2 citizens are left because of depression, and 2 citizens have died because of food contamination. Well, it's a good job I did take those 12 people on, otherwise I'd be really short of labour right now. Alright, and we've got the scrap to now build a food storage. I do, but not in range of the farm, unless I move this house. This house is dead to me. Goodbye. Sorry. Not sorry. Necessary evil, unfortunately. We need that food storage there, so that we can actually use the farm that we just built. And there we go, and you can have your house back over there. Alright, onwards and upwards is complete. Yay, lovely. You have completed research on the Archimedes screw. Lovely, which is here and can go up there, except, damn it, I built the frickin'... God damn it. Yeah. I built the water storage right where it needs to go. I didn't realize it was that big. That's crazy. Can it go there? Go there, look. Once that scrap pile is dealt with, it can go there, I suppose. But I mean, we've got water set up coming up over here, so if I set up a wetlands next to this scrap pile and then feed that into this farm, mean, we'll have another thing. I need a water distribution as well. There's so much to do, guys. There's so much scrap that I need in order to build a sustainable network of water and food for 40 people. Well, 39 now, I suppose. First of all, I should probably start with researching as I wanted to the upgrades for the water stuff. So let's start with the efficiency of the wetlands here. Let's get an expedition going out as well before I forget again. We have got 600 water, a little bit of scrap. There we go. 300 water, 300 food, and 300 scrap. Let's get 3 people on that and connect it to the new food storage. There we go. Expedition is ready. You guys out to the wasteland, please. Good luck. Don't run into any bandits, will you? Okay. Once the scrap pile is gone, we can move that down there. Put another wetlands there. Okay. Fine. That scrap pile's now gone, which is probably where I got those 4 extra people from. I don't know, if I'm honest. Now, what's the next scrap pile we should get rid of? This one up here is probably a good one to deplete. And then obviously we'll need to start people on these. I mean, this guy's collecting water thanks to the Waka Tower, but we'll need to get people up there to work in those over in a minute. Okay, the food situation now 1,000 a day, which means I can probably take people off of this berry bush. 500 a day, 300 a day. Okay, that'll do. The food water situation is plus 100 a day, but minus 800 a day on the good water, which makes sense, I suppose. Let's get some people up here pumping away. That's plus 900 a day on the rubbish water. Okay. We're going to need more people because, I mean, ultimately I can take people from the research center, I guess, but I need a second wetlands, a third wetlands. Just so we need 2 wetlands to serve both farms and water for people. Unless we get, when we get this thing up and running, we're going to need a water storage for that. If there's some way of purifying that, because that comes out as contaminated, doesn't it? So we need another wetlands for that, do you think? Oh boy. These things only turn contaminated water into poor water. Can we turn poor water into what? Clean water. No chance of damaging them. Small chance of damaging them. Moderate chance of damaging them. And useless salty water. Oh man. Gotta say though, enjoying the unique and interesting challenges that this game delivers is quite frantic in some ways, but then I am running at like as fast a speed as I can just for the sake of the pacing of these episodes and the content here. If I run it at 1 time, you get a little more time to react and plan and take time and stuff like that. Yeah, okay, here we go. Our last little expedition of this episode then. Before marching, sorry, my eyes seem to just see what they want to see, I think. Before reaching the plant, we come across the remains of a small encampment. It seems as though it had been recently erected, but thoroughly demolished by whatever destroyed it. Doesn't look like there could be many valuables left to salvage, and the sun's heat is again starting to wear us down. Take some time to rehydrate, then search the ruin of the camp just in case. Minus 50 water. I mean, minus 50 contaminated water, which they don't have on them anyway, so, let's have a little look. It pays to be thorough sometimes, unless they've landmined the entire place, in which case we're screwed anyway. Despite the sun's heat, we spend some time searching the camp. Unfortunately, we don't find any food, water, or scrap left in the camp's ruins. Terrible smell permeates the inside of the plant. Great vats of rancid standing water occupy much of the facility. However, one of our party, fiddling with the control panel, flips a switch that causes some of the machinery to whir back to life. Feed some of our contaminated water into the input tank. Best not to risk any water supplies in this strange machine. No, this might be a water purifier. Feed it. Feed it. Right. Ah, yes. We pour some of our less appealing water into the input tank and wait some time as the machine whirs. After a long wait, the machine begins to sputter, then finally dies. It did manage to purify some of our water into an output tank, though, before giving out. Plus 400 for water. Lovely. We searched the entire plant, finally reaching the rooftop. There are numerous panels which seem to provide the plant with its energy directly from the sun. We spent some time studying the mechanism of the waste treatment machinery and the strange solar panels on the roof. Ooh! Electricity! Well, well, well. That would be a turn up for the books, wouldn't it? All this time, all the little lights that come on at night. Or just candles? I don't know. Having discovered the new technology at the wasteland, we're now able to bring these implements to our camp. We should research solar farm tech and purification center tech as soon as possible and make any necessary upgrades. Research the solar farm, research purification center, build a purification center, or upgrade the wetlands into one. Ooh, we can upgrade the wetlands into a purification center. Now that is cool. Power. Some buildings require power to function. Power can be produced by solar farms, water mills, and windmills. If the power requested from the building is more than the available power, then the entire city enters a blackout, prohibiting the function of all power consumers. Yeah, okay, you run out of power, don't you? Makes sense. Look at these freaking buildings. Look at it. Water purification. Yeah. Very nice. We now have even less room on the map to do what we need to do. But these guys have got less than a day's scrap now, but they still got a day's food and whatnot. Do we send them home or do we move them on? Weather Observatory, Riverbed Shack, Hilltop, Mansion, History Museum we've already been to, and Ruin Village we've already been to. Ooh, well, the Weather Observatory is only 9 hours away. I mean, home is 8 hours away. It's 8:05. So they would be home. Presumably say that's 4 hours trip. At most. They'll be home before the next day. I say go for the Weather Observatory. It's on the way home, right? Let's just embrace it. Let's go. I'm sure it'll be okay. Right, okay, we have got... Yeah. We've got a lot to move about here and think about. And actually, now that we're getting all these purification centers and whatnot, not a huge amount of space to do it all in. I've kind of built my settlement down here, but in hindsight, I kind of wish I built it up there. But all the water stuff down here, that would have been probably a bit sensible. Never mind. I'm sure it's fine. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time we have for today in Homeseek. Do hope you enjoyed this episode of Homeseek. And if you want to see more, do let me know down below. It is an interesting challenge. It is brutal. And that's why, yeah. Good job I did take those 12 people on. We're back down to 32. Yikes. Things are not looking great. Anyway, hopefully I can keep them alive for the next episode. But until then, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.